Yes, people, what's going on? We're back. We're back again with another live one. 2 days in a row. I think it's the first time that I've done a live 2 days in a row, you know. We've got man like Staffy joining us today. We've got Saeed's going to be joining us in a little bit as well. I think he's just finishing up on his stream. And we've got my boy AJ having his debut on the channel today. I actually met AJ on Chelsea Fan TV. But what you saying, my bro?
Yes, sir, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. I see you doing your thing. Channel's growing. You know, you all over. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Stick with it.
Love, man. Love. And Staffy, what you say, my bro? How's work been, man? How's your day been? I know you've been stressing today with the meetings and whatnot.
Not gonna lie, bro. If he wasn't my boy, I wouldn't be here. But you know, work got me stressed. United got me stressed. But we're here, bro. I don't know why people saying cook Staffy for what? What am I meant to get cooked for? A lot of people always go around and like cook me. I'm like, what am I getting cooked for though? Like, there has to be a reason to cook someone. We can't just go around.
You like to do a lot of cooking. They wanna cook you back. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we've got.
I don't want to cook certain people. I gotta cook people who deserve to get cooked.
Yeah, of course. But listen, people, I had some technical issues, man. My internet's been playing up, so I need to fix that after the stream today. That's where I was. But let's go through the chat because we've got 24 people in the house already. Big up Hashim, big up my bro. You got Halimi, yes Halimi, big up my bro. I ain't seen you in the chat in a second. Oh, look who we've got here. Look who we've got here. Huh? Mr. Saeed TV. Huh?
Come on, what are you telling me?
What's going on, bro? You ready?
Yeah,
you're ready for real debate.
I don't know what Chelsea fans are gassing. They've not really signed anyone apart from a free transfer. But listen, we'll see, man. We'll see. What are you saying, man?
But boys, we've got a lot to speak about, man, because obviously we've had the little bit of breaking news about Alvarez. Everyone kind of guessed that it was Chelsea that are going to be interested in him. Apparently we're the one that are looking at him and quite serious. I want to touch up on the England squad as well. We'll touch up on that, and we'll speak about that, what we think about you know, who Gareth is taking, and then we'll speak about the projects, man, because at the minute I've seen a lot of people speaking about this, and it's something that I had planned as well. You know, whether United have a more attractive project and whether Chelsea have a more attractive project. You guys know how I feel about that. AJ, you probably feel the same as me in it, but I thought let me get these United boys on. We'll get a different perspective. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, man, I think you know what? Let's go straight into it, man. Honestly, let's just go straight into it, innit? Man, then what are we saying? What are we really saying about what's going on at Chelsea at the minute?
Yeah, you tell us, bro. What do you
at the minute?
What do you guys
Staffy? I know you lot are seeing what's going on at the minute.
I mean, you tell us, bro, because you got you.
Let's
you're
start
doing
with
what
Olise.
Chelsea usually does. You're doing what. I think there's a bit of a lag.
Yeah, a bit of a delay, bro. You got a little bit of a delay, I think.
Yeah, because he's speaking when I'm speaking. I think you're delaying a little bit. But
can you not hear me now?
Yeah.
But you're delayed
slightly. I think it's back. I think obviously, like this discourse has kind of started from the whole thing with Olise, because at the minute we're both linked to him. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I've kind of spoken about it at length. I've said, listen, for me, I look at Olise right now, and there's just so many more reasons as to why I would come Chelsea if I was Olise. You know, the fact that I'm in London already. You know, the fact that my little brother plays for Chelsea. You know, the fact that you're coming to play with ballers that you know already, the likes of Cole Palmer, Lavia, you know, all these French dons, Nkuku, Gusto, Badia Shil, Leslie, Ogochukwu, all of these guys, bro. You know what I mean? And like I said, you ain't got upper move to Manny, because people forget, as much as these guys are footballers, they're human beings just like me and you. You know, if you're moving to Manchester, it's not just training that you're going to. You got to move and change your life, bro. You know, you're away from your friends. Some of your family are going to stay in London. It's a big change. And that's one of the main reasons why Declan Rice didn't end up going to Man City in the end, because he accepted the terms, but ideally he wanted to stay in London. You know what I mean?
You know,
AJ, what are you saying at the minute? How do you kind of look at it?
You need to, bro. I'll tell you what you need to do. You need to fix that internet.
Yeah, you need to get Chelsea to fix the internet. That's what you need, bro.
Because we'll carry on the show. You know, we carry on the show, but you need to get that sorted out, bro. Get shit hardwired or fix your internet, because it's horrible right now.
My thing is, listen, Chelsea are doing their thing. Like, I can't lie, they're very rigorous in what they do. You know what I'm saying to you? Right now, they've got their people in line. You might have got, you know what I mean, your owners in line. You've got the personnel, the Joe Shields, all of them man in line. We haven't got anyone ready as such yet, apart from Joe Wilcox and Jim Ratcliffe. You know what I'm saying? So in that aspect, you man are ready to go and seal any deal. You feel me? So in that regards, I think you're more primed to get Elise, but I don't think Elise is going to rush into a decision. I really don't, because he's going to look at every option that's out there. He's going to look at what works best for him. You know what I mean? He's going to analyze what Chelsea have got. And if it don't really work out in that regards, and United come with a better offer and a better project, he may choose United as well. So I think it's an open race, man. You know what I mean? I really do. I just don't get your situation where you man are just go scattergun, man. Like, was Alvarez meant to be coming to Chelsea this summer? You know what I mean? But apparently now you're in for him. I get the Elise one, but I just feel like Chelsea last season improved it. Very, very scattergun in what you're trying to do. Like, you're after this player, you're after that player. Do you really have like an idea of the philosophy of what you're trying to do? So, listen, I look at Chelsea right now. They're trying to get the right profiles, but also ultimately you've got a lot of players there, man. Your squad is stacked. You know what I mean? You've got a lot of wingers, even midfield. When you look at it, got a lot of midfielders in there. You know, defenders as well. So, you know, we'll see what Enzo Maresca does in terms of his style and whether it fits in with what you want to do. But I just look at Chelsea. It is very much scattergun approach. But then again, you are quick in what you do. You get things done quickly, you know? So, and you beat Mudryk to Arsenal. You beat Lavia and Caicedo to Liverpool. So you, man, don't miss. You know what I'm saying to you? So that is your repertoire. That's your reputation. But at the same time, you know what I mean? That year might have done a lot of damage in terms of players thinking, yo, man, they're buying a lot of players, man. And what they're really doing with them, man. Are they improving them? So we'll see. We'll see what they do eventually. You feel me?
Yeah, I agree with you, Saeed. I think it's we should start in a way where we talk about the comparisons between projects. We should start talking about what is the United project to begin with, because I couldn't even tell you what our project is.
Hey.
So when we say Chelsea project versus United project, I don't know what United's project is.
Yeah,
Saeed can't even tell you what United.
No, I couldn't tell you.
No one could. There's no logical United fan could tell you so far what the project is. Because number one, some of these guys are not even hired officially yet. Most of them start work in July. So I said earlier, the only person that we know who's actually been in a job and is doing stuff is Jason Wilcox. And we're not even at a phase that we know. I mean, hopefully by tomorrow we'll know who the manager is, whether it's going to be Ten Hag or whether it's going to be the next manager. And we're going to have a lot more clarity on how we are going to move forward. I'm yet to see how INEOS approaches signings. I'm yet to see how INEOS approaches departures. I'm yet to see how INEOS just approaches a transfer window to begin with. So I don't know anything, you know, so I can't talk about my project being more attractive than anyone else's project or not until I actually know what the project is. However, I could look at it and I could say, like in the case of Elise, should Elise come to United versus Chelsea? I don't think it's clear cut like you guys are making out to seem. Because like I could give you reasons why he should join United, and I can equally give you reasons why he should join Chelsea. And at the end of the day, I actually don't know what his motives are. I feel like a lot of Chelsea fans are making it seem like it's so clear. Oh, he's definitely coming to Chelsea, which is the one thing that I don't understand. At the end of the day, United is a bigger name. I'm sorry. We have seen you under Todd Bowley look a little bit as of a joke because you've signed a lot of players. There's a lot of massive question marks on a lot of these signings still. So let's not pretend that you guys, yes, you could say that you have a more of a clear identity than us right now as a club because ours is just more mysterious. But it doesn't mean that yours has been amazing because you're going to be, first of all, you're going to be in Conference League next year. That's if you win your qualifiers. You didn't do that great in the league. There's a lot of arguments that United weren't good because of injuries versus you just had a bad manager. And you brought in a manager that, even though I do think you guys should give him a chance, and from what I've seen about him and what I've read about him and the little research that I've done about him, he looks like an exciting manager to work for, but he's yet to prove anything in the Premier League. So there's still a lot of question marks within your club as well. I don't think you being in London and his brother being in Chelsea is that clear cut. Because Reece James's sister used to play for United. That didn't really mean anything. She didn't go to Chelsea's women's team because her brother played for Chelsea. So Elise, listen, like respectfully, if Elise wants to join United, he's not gonna not join United because like, yo, you know what? My brother plays for the younger for the U team at Chelsea, blah blah blah. It's not gonna be that. At the end of the day, it's gonna come down to who sells their project better, who actually is more serious. And let's be honest, I don't know, as I said, how the INEOS team approaches transfers and negotiations, how good they're going to be at selling this project to Elise. I think he'll join Chelsea. If you want to know my personal prediction, I do think he'll join Chelsea. Yeah, I think he'll join. Like, don't get me wrong. With all that being said, I still think he'll. No, like that. At the end of the day, I have to be honest about how I feel and how I see everything. I feel like because there's so much clarity that's not there with United yet, it's easier to go to a team that actually already has a manager and all that stuff. But as I said, it is not that clear cut. If out of nowhere I hear that, okay, now Ten Hag is leaving, De Zerbi's in, Elise has met with, I don't know, Sir Jim or Sir Dave or blah, 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 and, they want to sign, I wouldn't be surprised because Wilcox used to work for City. And from what I believe, what's his name? Elise was in City's academy not too long ago. So he's actually familiar with some of the people that were at City as well. So I could play it my side as well. Be like, yeah, he probably knows Wilcox.
Academy.
I swear he went to City's academy, then Chelsea.
No, he was at Chelsea's academy, bro.
No, I think he was at Chelsea's City's academy as well. I was told by someone. I forgot.
Who are you talking about?
Elise.
No, he started at Chelsea and then he went to released him to Reading. Was it Reading or
he didn't do 1 year in City? Maybe I'm wrong with that one.
Yeah, he did. To be fair, he did do 1 year at City. He did.
There you go.
Yeah. I think he did 1 year at City. But he was also at Reading as well. He was like a bit
all of that stuff doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Like, I agree with you, Staffy, and you saying I don't think it's as clear cut as people are making it seem, especially Chelsea fans. Because even in my group chat, I've said that as well. But there's no doubt that over the last 10 years or so, Chelsea has been a way more attractive place for players to go to over Manchester United. That's just a simple fact. Then on top of that, so you just have you just have to look at the players that have come to Chelsea over United, and then
we've sent some big names as well,
bro. We signed some big names. Could you have signed Casemiro?
You see, I didn't say that you didn't sign big names, but when it comes to a choice, Chelsea just has been more of a favorable, we're more modern right now. So that's just what
you're a very good club at negotiating. I'll give you that.
I agree.
Because you've landed a lot of big transfers over the last few years you guys are the hijack kings. We've seen it with Mudryk. We've seen it with so many other people.
Yeah. We have great negotiators and that's part of the deal, But on top of that, when you add in that he has the family member there, then when you add in he has history there, it's kind of like it's just an additional fact that helps it along. It just keeps pushing it along closer and closer to Chelsea. And I think those things matter when it comes to a close decision, because again, like I said, I agree. It's not as clear cut. Where he does have an advantage with United, or where United has an advantage, is you guys have an open project. Whether we don't know what the project is, but the project can be specifically built around Elise if we get to that point. And that's where United can pitch to Elise, listen, we got an open project. We sign you. You could tell us what kind of football you want to play. Tell us the type of players you want to us to bring in. Some just conversations like that where it can be a little bit more built around him. Whereas at Chelsea, we kind of have an established playing staff for the most part. So that's an advantage for United. But I do think at the end of the day, I think he's going to come to Chelsea just off the simple fact of the business side of things.
What's that noise?
That's not.
Yo, Don, what are you doing there, man? Sort your project out, man. But my thing is, you know what it is with me, yeah. I think with United, though, the power we have here is that no matter the situation, we've been always able to pull players. Pogba, in Europa League, Casemiro, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Have you got them caliber of names when you've been that bad, or have you got players like who I'm not gonna lie to in their pomp? Don't get me wrong. You bought Cesc Fabregas and them, man. They're quality players, but they were because as well. Mourinho was there as well. That was a name that was there as well. But with United, though, no matter how bad we are, we can always go and get like a Di Maria, and a player, because United's name still holds very, very well. And also the wages as well has helped with United. Like, we've always been able to offer high wages. Don't get me wrong. It's not a good tactics long term, but it is to go and get these players in through the door. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But I don't think the INEOS will do that anymore. I think they'll give a project. They'll set up an idea and a philosophy. and they'll go like that. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So I feel like for me, you know, with Chelsea right now, the only thing that's keeping you, man, you know what I mean, in a less regard than United as well, is that it's very, very scattergun approach as well. And that is something that even Chelsea fans at this minute have been very, very, you know, not satisfied. You know, what is Clearlake trying to do? What is it? Why are they buying young players on these mad contracts and whatnot? So I think there's a disparity in that kind of argument there. But ultimately, don't get me wrong, you got talented players and Cuckoo, Palmer. You know what I mean? It's just about understanding that where's this project going to go? Are you just going to keep going getting? Hey, yo, Staffy, yo, man. Like,
I'm the host now. There we go.
Yeah, you're the host. Like, ultimately, like, with your project, though, like, it looks good, but where is it going? No trophy, domestic-wise, since 2018. No Premier League trophy.
Well, the project started in 2021, so let's stay there.
2021, yeah, you could say that. You know what I mean? But again, you know what I mean?
No, but you've been on a decline before it, so let's be honest.
Exactly, yeah.
Because I saw someone in the comments trying to remind me that we're going, I think it's 11 years now without a league title. When's the last time you won the league? When's the last time you honestly competed for it? And by the way, this is not a diss. Like, this is just me being honest on where you guys have been for a while. You guys, in your latter years with Roman, you've been on a decline. When you really take away that Champions League in that COVID year, you haven't been competing for the league in a while. So it's been a spiral decline. And then obviously
Would you say you guys were competing for the league? Would you say that?
No, but this is not a comparison. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm not comparing you to me. I'm analyzing your situation.
When we bring it to Elise, you know, and we're talking about the heritage of the clubs, you know, you guys have been on a spiral as well.
No, I agree with that. But that's why I wanted to remind you that you also have been on that.
Did you finish in Champions League spots last year?
Like the season that just ended?
No, the year before,
we finished third.
And what happened? And what happened this year? So
this year, hey, listen, what didn't happen? But we also finished with 2 trophies as well, which is something that your club hasn't done.
We've also got to about 4 finals. We've got to about 4 finals.
Hey, listen,
you know,
and you lost like 5 of them in a row. Like, I don't understand what's the point he's trying to make. You're the first team in England to lose like 6 finals in a row.
We gotta get there to lose, though. We gotta get there.
Yeah, we got there and won. So what's the point we're making here?
But the point is that all of those little stats don't really matter to nothing. It just is what do you end up doing? You guys haven't ended up.
But you brought him up. I didn't bring him up.
Also, your league brought up.
You brought up these stats.
You said we're declining
as well. I'm not saying decline. I think we're both in them. We're both F's. I can't lie to you. We're both in trouble. But even Chelsea's like league form as well. Like, you know, I think that's worrying as well in that regards. I think there might be some background noise there, Don, if you can sort that out. But I feel like for me, when you look at Chelsea league form as well, like to be able to build that consistency, you need a philosophy that comes from the club as well. You know, whether we like Arsenal or not, but look at the way they've built that philosophy in from the football club. And Liverpool's the same. They built it. They got a good structure in that regard. Yeah, people talk about FSG being bad, but they've always had people in behind there working. You know what I'm saying? So you need to build them foundations. And when Chelsea have done that, it's been very, very fragile. You'll have the best talent like we do, but just the foundations are just not there. Things are missing. You know what I mean? Things are not working quite well. You know what I mean? You're missing certain directors. You're now filling that gap, which is good. But, like, you know, I just don't know what Chelsea want to become. Do they want to become title contenders? Do they want to get top 4? Yeah, and again, I don't want it to come back to, like, what United do because we're the same. But I also, like, where is kind of, like, the project leading to? You know what I mean? I don't know. I really don't know.
We're going to figure that out. But at the same time, if you ask Chelsea fans, we're very optimistic of the team no matter what. You say that we think, you say that we're skeptical, or is
yeah, shout out to Dom, man.
Is best.
You know, that's the question. You know Robert yesterday. You know Robert, innit? Robert, the Chelsea fan. You don't know him. Basically, he said they're going to finish second next year. You know what I mean?
I mean, if you remember this past season, Chelsea fans thought that we would finish in the top 4, and we should have finished in the top 4.
No, but there's context to it. You should never finish in the top 4. No. I don't like this argument. You see why? Because no. I'll say why. Aston Villa fell off massively towards the end. They just capitulate because you know why? Top 4 was pretty much done. So they kind of messed around. They were in the Conference League as well. Who was there?
Don't do that. Don't do that, Saeed.
Bro,
it's true though. No, but it's true though, man. No, but you have to add context to it though, man. You only finished. No, let me land.
I'm listening.
They were in conference league.
Land.
They were in conference league, so they were building on that
one. Super chat, by the way, though.
But they took their eye off it because they were kind of safe. They were kind of like top 4 secured, and they slacked off. Come on, man, it's true though.
That's like us saying we should have finished top 4 if we didn't get injuries. Come on, man.
Yeah, exactly, man. There's a whole season why you did shit. You know what I mean? Exactly. You got to look at the whole season.
You can't look at it like that, bro.
First of all, Don, first of all, you have a super chat. So before you log off again, put up the super chat.
But I'm not lying though. Is it AJ, bro? I'm not lying though. Look at the way that Aston Villa fell up. They knew top 4 was secured. They were taking their eye off it. Yo, big up, man, Omar. They were taking their eye off it, man.
I mean, I hear you, but in a season, every team has ups and downs. You know, we just happen to have our down earlier in the season. Look at how we finished the season. So it's like you can't really use that
5 wins in a row.
Okay, let me give you an argument. Chelsea, would they have played the same way if they were going neck and neck with a team like that throughout, let's say, the last month? Or was you kind of like surprised, winning 1 game? Oh, we're winning the 2nd game. We're winning the 3rd game. It just felt like, you know what? We're kind of enjoying what's going on right now. And all of a sudden, wow, we're only 5 points behind Aston Villa. That's the way certain teams play. When certain teams play without pressure, bro, Arsenal were the best team at playing football without pressure. They were the best team.
Yeah, but
when there's no pressure, they play sexy football. That's what Chelsea did. There's no pressure.
I'm not hearing that.
There's no pressure.
I'm not hearing that. Listen, people, first of all.
Why did he football? Okay, so why did he drop points here against Sheffield and Burnley in them successive weeks? Why did he drop points then?
Bro, because the same problems that were affecting us all season came back to bite us again, bro.
Against
Burnley, we missed 1,000,001 chances that we should have buried, yeah? And against Sheffield United, the way that we were set up was not set up to win and to go beat these lot, bro. Sheffield United had a higher XG than Chelsea when we played them. This brother played Conor Gallagher left wing against Sheffield United, bro. What sane man would do that, bro? Do you know what I mean? But people, listen, first of all, yeah, my connection is moving crazy. I don't know what's going on.
Better now.
We just the Ethernet cable in. It's still moving mad, isn't it? Do you know what I'm saying?
Have you got any other tabs open? Have you got anything else open on the side?
You lot jinxed it, bro.
I didn't jinx nothing.
Bro, might be time for a new laptop. I don't know. Might be time for something.
you know, agents. But to be honest, though, man, the pressure. Are you confident you would have been able to carry on that run had you been neck and neck with Chelsea? Yes or no?
You know why? It's because if you look at the setup that we had before the run, Pochettino made a tactical and formation type of change. And that's what sparked the run. It's not like we just started. It's not like we kept doing the same things that we were doing and started winning. He actually set the team up to how we were supposed to be set up, and then we started winning. The winning was a function of the setup of the team. It wasn't like, oh, now we finally start winning. You know, something changed.
But AJ, football, we can't look at football like that, and I'll tell you why. Because every team has an excuse to why they drop points.
Yeah.
When you look at every game in isolation, I could point out every game why United lost or drew that game.
But there's patterns and repetitions.
Okay. So we can use Spurs as an example. Spurs started. No, you're good. So Spurs started the league better than anyone. They were on top of the table for about 3 months. Okay, then eventually they dropped in form and they had injuries. You can make an argument for them if they didn't get all these injuries at once, especially when they lost both their center backs. They could have picked up a few more points and they could have finished in the top 4.
Yeah,
but we can't do that because that's not how football is played. United, same thing. No, but my point. No, you're saying your manager made tactical tweaks, this and that he should have done earlier.
The tactical change.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Tactical tweaks. Okay, so I could do the same thing with United, and I've been on Said's channel a million times. I used to sit there every time and say we need to play Amrabat in the midfield. The minute we start playing Amrabat in the midfield, we went on a decent 4-game run towards the end of the season, and it just ended there because the season ended. I could have sat there and made the same argument that if we played Amrabat earlier, plus if we had center backs available and wasn't playing center back Casemiro and center back in the last month or two of football, we could have picked up more points. The reason I can't do that because even if that happens, something else always happens. This is how football is.
Football works. Football's
can
not linear,
fix
man.
it. Yeah, you can fix it. There could be a leak from one side, you plug it, and then it leaks from another side. You get what I'm saying?
I hear that, but you can be right as well. Not just because you're saying, oh, if I do this and I do that, then the hypothetical means that it's going to work out a certain way. You can be right as well. It's not only you're going to be wrong. I do think, and logically, just think of it logically, if Casemiro wasn't playing center back, wouldn't you assume that you would get more points?
Of course, if I had Lissandro all season, I definitely pick up more points. Is
so
it enough
that's
to get
what
in
I'm
the top
saying.
4? I don't know if I would. But I feel like I lost the point anyways of why we're talking about this. What point are you trying to make? If
he's basically saying that they could have easily made top 4.
So do you think you're a top 4 team regularly starting next season, as it is right now with the new manager?
I'm lagging now.
No, you're here. You
you're here. Can you hear us?
I'll tell you something between Chelsea fans and United fans. United fans definitely have
better
Wi-Fi.
Internet.
So at least if you're watching this, at least say we got better Wi-Fi, bro.
I'm telling you, man. At least say, man, chat to us.
I think you're back, AJ. You hear us?
Can you hear us?
Back. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. Okay. So I was asking you, do you think this season, going into this season, should you be a regular top 4 team? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I mean, we got to see what other teams do. Every season is different, bro. It's very hard for me to just answer that now. Every season is different. I got to see what you guys do. I got to see what every other team does.
But that's how you were talking a minute ago. That's why I'm asking you that.
No, because I was in the season. We were in the season, bro. Don't combine the points. Separate the points. We were in the
that's
season.
Why I asked,
we saw the body of work. We saw what the coaches were doing. You guys have complained. I've seen Saeed complain about Ten Hag's tactics. I've seen you complain about Ten Hag's tactics and things that you wish they were doing different, so we would pick up points. So why, when we bring it up on the stream now, it's a problem? Don,
it's not a problem.
Yo, this guy done, bro. What's going on?
Bro, we'll take care of his shit without him. Yeah. But one second, before you go, that's not what I'm trying to do, AJ. I'm not trying to catch you off, by the way. I feel like a lot of people, when I speak to them, they think I'm trying to catch them off. I'm really not trying to do that. The reason I'm asking you these questions is because you're basically trying to tell me why you are selling a better project to Elise. So I'm trying to get what you're thinking and your understanding, okay? So you should have finished in the top 4 last season, in your opinion, which is why it led me to my question saying, okay, so you're saying starting this season, are you a regular top 4 season? Because that a top 4 team, because that could be a communication between your board and your manager when speaking to Alicia. Next year, our plan is to finish in the top 4. We feel like we have a good enough squad, a good enough manager. We're gonna go for the domestic cups and we're gonna try to compete for the league. But even if we're not good enough, we're gonna be in top 4. That's why I'm asking you that, because if that's what you think, then that's the level that we're at. I just want to know, what level are we talking at?
Well, of course, at Chelsea, that's the expectation, and definitely with this change, the ownership group, beyond the manager, the ownership group knows that they can't make any more mistakes. So this upcoming season, ideally, the goal is to finish in the top 4, top 3 probably, and we need to be winning the Conference League. We need to be winning at least a domestic trophy. Like we said, and I said earlier in the show, we've been to so many finals in the recent seasons, but we haven't picked up a trophy. We need to end that. That can't run anymore. That needs to end. Then on top of that, being in the Conference League, we finished in Europa spots, but you guys won the FA Cup. So now you get the Europa spot. So now being in the Conference League as a big club, that comes with a different pressure. We need to win that trophy. Like, that has to be a win, So there's pressure at Chelsea. There's standards at Chelsea, and I think you can sell that to Elise.
Chelsea always have standards. I can't lie.
I don't think.
But you're also spoiled as well as a fan base as well. In that I don't see Chelsea fans waiting around for a project. I generally don't. Chelsea's always been about win now. Like I can't see, for me, 18 months time or even a year's time, if Maresca doesn't, maybe let's say Maresca gets 6 this season, Europa League. Are you Maresca in or out?
This in and out question has, changed the game, honestly. But
okay, let me give you context. Yeah. If he plays good football but gets 6, does he stay? But if he doesn't play good football but get 6. Does he?
No, it's a legit question. Your first question is legit too. You know, the position that the club has put us in is he has to be there regardless of what position we finish in next year. That's essentially where we're at right now, you know, because we've made quick changes over the past 3 years to the point where you don't really have any much more leeway with the fans, with the investors, with the whoever, you know. They're like, all right, something got to get going now. And, you know, to be honest, it looks like something is cooking, but it's different when the season starts and the pressure's on and the games are being played. You know, you still have to get the job done. So as long as we can get the job done and we're looking at players who can get the job done, we're looking at a coach who's worked with Pep Guardiola, who knows how to get the job done, you know. So these things, they're just betting on these type of things to finally come together. You know, that's really what they're looking at.
Listen, big up people. We've got nearly 300 people in the house, about 296. I don't know what's going on with my internet today, people. I've tried to connect the cable. It's not letting me connect for whatever reason. It's mash up. It's mash up, yeah?
You lagged out a million times in front of like 300 people. Like,
is it better now? Is it better now?
Finally, well better.
Let's not jinx it, innit? Let's not jinx it, yeah? We won't. Listen, I heard a lot of what you guys were saying, and listen, there's certain points that United fans are going to say as to why Olise should pick them. And Saeed, you make some good points about Chelsea, but one of the main things that I don't agree with at the minute, is you saying that we're taking this scattergun approach, bro. Expand on that. What do you mean by scattergun approach?
Because you know what it is for me though, because the last season there was a lot of bids going around. There was a lot of situations like Lavio, you know what I mean? The Caicedo one was fair, but there was a lot of kind of like bids going around. The Mudryk thing, did you really need him? Did you really not need him? You know, you were linked with kind of like different players and whatnot. And I just thought to myself, what are you really wanting to do? And that's what I mean by scattergun. It's like with the Alvarez thing right now. Like, were you really scouting Alvarez? Or are you just liking him because he's from City and he's going to be of a prospect that people might want to go and get? Do you see what I'm trying to come from here?
We need a striker though.
Yeah, but he need a striker, but was he someone that you thought was on the profile because he was the guy that you wanted, or is he based on availability? Like where do you think he's coming from?
But we don't know the situation though, Saeed. We're going to have people.
Is a striker that you can go and get like fair play. You've scouted him, but is
Alvarez a guy Alvarez is scattergun? You think Alvarez is scattergun then?
No, I'm not saying scattergun, but it's almost like who's available. Let's go get him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, but he's not available at the minute though because he
wants to leave. He wants to leave.
Wait, exactly. There we go. That's the key point that you've mentioned there. Alvarez at the minute is not happy with the game time that he's getting.
There you go.
One thing that I really hate with footballers and when managers play people out of position consistently, right? Alvarez has been played as a 10. He's been played on the wing. And for me, Alvarez is good in front of goal. He's a clean finisher. That's one thing about him. He's good in front of goal, good link-up play. Physicality-wise, in terms of height and that, Sesko's got that over him. But for me, I think it's less of a risk because he already knows the league. There's no bedding in period, really. You know what I'm saying? And he knows a couple of the guys, like some of you were saying, like Palmer. Obviously, he knows Enzo Fernandez. He's with him at the minute as well. Do you know what I mean? So I think where Chelsea have kind of looked at it, they thought, okay, let's see who's available in the market at the minute. Probably spoken to his team. They've probably told him, yo, this guy's not happy at the minute. Do you know what I'm saying? But looking at the sort of signings that we're looking at, I don't think they're scattergun, Saeed. We're looking at Olise. We definitely need a right winger.
No, you wanted him last year. That's not scattergun one, though.
That's not scattergun. You know what I'm saying? For me, to bring in a striker, a Sesko or an Alvarez, definitely isn't scattergun for me. We're not really looking at any midfielders at the minute because we've got too many of them.
Wait, but let me tell you something. Hold on. Let me add something. Last year, you wanted Olise. You couldn't get Olise because you renewed his contract and you got Palmer. Palmer was the alternative.
No, we went back for Olise because Crystal Palace threatened to snitch on us, bro. Because they weren't.
I'm saying that one fell off. You got the alternative in Palmer, and it worked very well. Let's just be honest. Palmer has been arguably the best signing. But then you're going in again and trying to get Olise. To me, I don't know what sense that makes. I don't know because you already.
Why does that not make sense though?
Even the Mudryk one. The Mudryk one.
So why would you get? Okay, why do you need Olise when you sign Cole Palmer? As he was, let's say he's the plan B from last year.
Because Cole Palmer will play down the middle. That's why. Cole Palmer's going to play more.
But you signed Palmer to play on the right. I think Palmer could play down the middle. Me and you.
We signed him as a versatile player. When Cole Palmer signed,
so why would you go for the same profile again?
What do you mean go for the same profile? Olise is going to play down the middle.
Okay. Let me say this again. Last year, you signed Palmer to play down the right. Yes, I know eventually he can play down the middle. he could play down the middle. You get what I'm saying, AJ? You went and signed Palmer because you couldn't get Olise, and it worked well. Now you want to go sign the guy that you couldn't sign when you eventually signed Palmer. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's not like you were like, you know what, we finished this. Now let's go get a striker. Let's go get a midfielder. Let's go get a defender. Let's go get a goalkeeper. You went for the same signing again. Wow.
The difference is, Staffy, is majority of this season we've seen Palmer play down the middle, and Palmer actually prefers playing down the middle because when he signed for Chelsea, he spoke about it in his interview. Yeah, he said, I've played as a 10, I've played as a right winger, I've even played up top, right? Olise is more of a touchline winger than Palmer. That's the main difference between the two. Yeah, Olise, he can hold the line and do what he needs to do in terms of taking on his man on the wing and staying more wide. One thing about me with Palmer, I prefer him down the middle because when he's playing on the right, he likes to invert a lot and close down that space. You know, I don't want to be seeing Palmer inverting and seeing Nkunku playing left wing inverting as well.
To be fair,
I want at least one side. Say that again.
I think I said Olise
does drive into the middle, but this is where Maresca comes in and he instructs Olise to mainly stay wide because Olise can do that job, bro. When I watched these guys, when I watched us against Palace, I was at the bridge and I was sitting behind the goal, bro. This guy just kept taking Levi Colwill wide, bro. He kept taking him on wide and just beating him every time he got the ball. Do you know what I mean? And Maresca, one thing that he likes about his wingers is to take on their mans. So I can definitely see Olise staying a lot more wide than central because Palmer's going to be in between the lines. But what you're going to see between them is Palmer, rotating. Sometimes he'll go on the right, and then you've got Olise that will go in between the lines. Then the same thing will happen again. Palmer will go down the middle, and Olise will go down the right. But I think he'll stay more touchline than cut in. I get what you're saying because Olise does cut in his left foot. But what I'm saying is he's more touchline than Palmer.
Exactly. And Nkunku, I don't know where he plays as well.
What happens to Nkunku now? Because let's say now you have Olise, okay? Olise signed. Olise's on Chelsea right now, okay? What does that do to Nkunku? Because Nkunku could either play in the 10 or plays a striker. He's not an out 10 and he's not an out striker, okay? He's that hybrid role where he can do.
Bro, Nkunku will go on the left. He's better than all the left wingers right now. He's better than Mudryk on the left.
But you didn't sign him to play down the left. See what I'm saying? This is why Said was saying what you're saying.
Yeah, but he's versatile. That's the whole point. We're signing a lot of versatile players that can play in multiple positions. That's the main. That's what I've realized about these scouts or these sporting directors. They're signing players that are not fixed to one position. Very similar to what Man City are doing, right? The squad that we're building at the minute is very similar to what Man City did because we're basically trying to build two teams. So if Madueke comes out for a game, Olise can come in and do a job. You know what I'm saying? If Olise drops out, you can play Palmer on the right. If Nkunku comes out, you can start a Mudryk, for example, on the left. So
you know what I don't like about that?
They want two players in every position. That's
what they want.
I hear about versatility, and I appreciate players that are versatile and can play multiple positions. But every time I feel like I ask about a Chelsea player, the answer is always like, oh, but he can play there. Oh, he can play there. It's never, oh, this is his nailed-on position. This is what we signed him for. I feel like there's too many of them where I ask, where are they going to play? They're like, oh, he can play left. Oh, he can play right. Oh, he can play down the middle. Because I have asked about Nico Jackson. People don't think he's good enough to be leading the line, but he can play as a second striker or he can play on the left wing. But then you ask about Nkunku. He was supposed to play somewhere in the middle, but now you guys are trying to push him down the wing. Palmer, the same thing. He was signed to play on the right. Now he's going to move down the middle. But do you see the point that we're trying to make here? When this all started by Said saying sometimes you guys just sign someone when he's available, not because this is what you were really scouting. And I'm not saying all of them. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes you actually do go for who's available because we didn't even talk about Mudryk.
Yes,
Mudryk.
Yeah, where's Mudryk
going to play in all this?
Was that because Arsenal went for him?
Yeah, but
sometimes you got to be opportunist in the market. That's how it goes.
Yeah, but there's opportunists and that's damn right just being.
That's
what I mean.
But let me tell you something. Yeah.
Besides Mudryk, I agree with you on the Mudryk point. Who else besides Mudryk? Who else?
I think even the Lavia one. Let's be honest, man. Was that
Lavia, bro? No. You see, this is where
the Lavia when you
educating real quick.
We lost Kante, Jorginho.
No, bro, with Lavia, we tried to sign him as soon as he went to Southampton, bro. Joe Shields tried to bring him to Chelsea because he's the one that brought him to Southampton. As soon as they signed him, by the way. Yeah, they turned us away. We tried to sign him again in that January. They turned us away. So we was already in for him because Joe Shields. You guys know who Joe Shields is. You know what I mean? You lot are going to feel the pain from Joe Shields when we take Michael. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're going to feel that pain, my friend.
Oh,
yeah?
my days,
the United boys ain't felt the pain like Liverpool and that yet. You get me? Yeah, I'm not gonna go too ham on you lot as of yet because it ain't been done. but I'm confident that it will get done. Yeah, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And then with Mudryk, bro, another one as well. Yeah, look, Arsenal, they lacked because everyone thought he was gonna go to Arsenal. Yeah, but they were taking too long. You know, they were messing about with the terms. And to be honest with you, they offered the exact same amount of money as us. The president of Shakhtar came out and said Chelsea and Arsenal offered the exact same amount. The only difference was with Chelsea's terms and the add-ons, they were a lot more realistic than what Arsenal were offering. So that's why we decided to
that's fair.
Their bid. And at the time, bro, we had a lot of injuries. We literally had no attackers, bruv. We had Sterling injured. I remember we had Pulisic injured. Remember Pulisic and Sterling got injured in the same game, AJ? We literally had no one, bruv. We went to Newcastle with an attack of Broja, Mason Mount, and Gallagher, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? So we needed bodies. And for me at the time, I was saying, bro, go bring in Trossard because he got frozen out at the time. That's who I wanted.
Yeah.
I wanted Trossard. But then that didn't happen. They went and got Mudryk. Yeah, they hijacked Mudryk because, again, they're looking at young players that have got a lot of potential and young players that, you know, in the future can become world-class. That's what they were looking at. But if it's up to me, bro, I'm not signing any more Mudryks, any more Maduekis. We need guys that are ready now.
That's what I'm saying again. Yeah, that's what it comes down to. A lot of the young players who, like I said to you, man, you know, project signings. You've been doing too many of them for me. You know what I mean? Leslie Okochoku. You know what? I mean, what was that? What was that for? Like, is that something that you know you just bought for the sake of buying? You know what I mean? Like, there's some players in there that I just thought, what are you not doing with them? But at the same time, like I said, you know what I mean? We'll see what this new situation is. Enzo Maresca will have a system in it. And if you don't fit that system, you're gone. So it'd be interesting to see how he then reacts to that. You know what I mean? We've seen Robert Sanchez looking to stay, you know, so that's a good thing maybe for your club in terms of, you know, at least then the manager likes him and wants to play out from the back or something like that. So, you know what I mean? Like, it'll all come down to coaching it. With Pochettino, it wasn't him doing the coaching, was it? It was my man, the assistant, you know. So at least now you got a coach. You got Enzo Maresca, who's actually a coach, you know what I mean, and hands-on approach, who, you know, is meticulous in his ideas. So I don't know, man. I just think for me, it looks a bit more better now. Do you know
That's
what I mean?
I'm saying, Said. And listen, people try and make football sound like it's rocket science, bruv. In the summer, I predicted, that we're going to finish above United. I actually predicted Chelsea would finish in the top 4. And people were saying, well, how can you say that? You know what I'm saying? I said, bro, we've got a good team. And for me, I thought Poch was going to be able to do the bare minimum. This brother had 1 game a week. Yeah, over 15 years experience and is playing multiple people out of position. He wasted everyone's time, basically. He ruined our season. You know, like AJ was saying earlier, when he decided to fix up and play people in their normal position, oh, surprise, surprise, the whole team looks a lot better. And these guys that people said, oh, they can't play football, they can't do this and that, they actually look like footballers for a change. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, honestly, how I look at it right now, because I wasn't really involved in the debate earlier, I just think that United at the minute are a little bit behind. I say a little bit behind. You guys are behind us in terms of your rebuild. You know, you don't know who your manager is going to be. You don't know what style of play you're bringing in. There's a lot of things that are you need to clear out a lot more than us as well. Yeah. How I look at Chelsea, we need a shape up. You know what I'm saying? You know, when the trim's done, the fade's done, and that you just need a little shape up. You get me? That's what we need right now. We need a striker. We need a left back.
I think you
we
need more
need obviously an attacker, another attacker, like an
air transplant.
And ideally,
Allah side, they need more than the fact that you think you just need a shape up is crazy.
Ideally, we need a goalkeeper.
Allah, it's more than a shape up, bro.
Now
That's what I'm trying to argue.
Staffy. You know, a lot of these guys that like have played for Chelsea are gonna feel like new signings because they weren't available last year, bro. They weren't available. last year. You know about injuries.
That's why it's more than a shape up, bro. There's a lot in your identity that I still need to see, by the way. So much. And you know me and you've been talking about this all year. And I was one of the few that actually kept the balance between you guys actually being better without Poch. So remember with this whole Poch in, Poch out thing, I said he did enough things to get sacked. But at the same time, how many times did I tell you, even when you do sack him, there's still a lot of work to do. And I see people in the chat, every time I say something, they say I'm salty. I'm not being salty. If this is your first time watching me, fair enough. Don will tell you I've been consistent with what I've been saying all year. This has nothing to do with United. This is me just talking about Chelsea in isolation. But I am talking about a team that, first of all, just got a new manager who I said give him a chance, by the way. So before anyone attacks me, he still has no Premier League experience, okay? So we don't know how he's going to replicate these tactics with these players into a higher league than what he was last season, aka the championship, okay? So we don't know if he has that. Number 2, when you say shape up, I don't see that signing a goalkeeper and signing a striker, just those two on their own that are very, very two big positions. You can argue two of the biggest positions on the pitch that you still need to strengthen. And I look at that and I'm like, oh, it's just a shape up. No, I still need the fade. My barber actually gave me the shape up, which is signing all these players, but he didn't fade me up yet. My hair, I can still see my sideburns. I don't see the shape up yet.
Yeah,
I mean the fade yet. So it can't be a fade when you don't have an out and out number 9 still. And then
I said that. I don't know if you heard me, bro. I said we need a striker, we need a left back, we need a goalkeeper, and like I said, we need another attacker because Sterling is grenade football. Mudryk,
I don't think you need another attacker. You need a striker. Yes.
Why do you guys not rate the Alvarez links then? If you even saying, you just gave us a speech that we need a striker.
I didn't say
no, but for me, no, there's a striker.
Saeed, what do you think of Alvarez? Yeah, do you think?
I think he's a good player, man. I think he's a good player. But is he? He's not an out-and-out striker though.
So let me read Roman's comment here. He said he ain't making big up Don, Saeed, Staffy, and AJ. Big up, bro. Alvarez is not for sale to Chelsea. We're not going to make the same mistake as last season when we sold Palmer.
That is not true. City sell players when they want to leave. City have always been known to be a club that doesn't hold players back against their will. They don't force them to stay. They don't hold them one more year until they get more money. We've seen it with so many players. We've seen it with Gundogan. We've seen it with what's his name with Mahrez. We've seen it more recently with Palmer. The minute they have someone who wants to leave, the club lets them go right away. The club has a policy where they don't hold players who have any ambition to leave somewhere else. So if Alvarez actually wants to leave for minutes, I believe 100% he'll leave for minutes.
Facts. But what do you think of the signing, Saeed? Do you think it'll be a good signing for Chelsea?
No, I genuinely, you know what's mad, yeah? I actually think for me, he's sort of player that maybe could benefit from your football club because then Jackson could go on the left. And then Alvarez will be in the middle, and he'll be like again. He won't be like an out and out number 9, but he'll be someone that can run around in midfield. You know, what I mean, go up front when he needs to. He's like a CF signing. I think it could be a good signing. I really do. Low risk if you get it for the right price. But something just makes me like think that Man City just won't sell him, man. They won't sell him for a big price, and they'll try and offload him to Europe as well. They won't try and let him in the Premier League to cook. They'll say, yo, listen, if you're going to leave, Atletico Madrid are the ones that you need to go to. So, I don't know. I think for me, he's a good player. I think he's got good attributes. He's a very, very technical player, and he can be versatile in what he does. But ultimately, for the right price, though, man, because he just signed a contract last year, So it's not as if, he did. It's not as if he needs to go right now. And he's still young. You know what I mean? Pep could say to him, give me one more year. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I think for me, Sesko is the one that Chelsea want. I really do. I think that's the one you're looking for. And again, because Arsenal involved, Chelsea will look to go and get him again. They love that competition. They thrive off it. Do you know what I mean? And so
we've been linked to Sesko for years, bro. We've been linked to him for years, bro. Like Bowley and that when they first came, they had meetings with his agent. But the narrative, of course, is Chelsea only just go for players that other teams want. You know what I mean? But AJ, what do you think of the signing of Alvarez? You think you prefer him to Sesko?
First, I'll say that he's a good player, very good finisher, and we lack in that big time. But the only thing is, for me and for when I look at Chelsea's squad, I think we're looking for, we need a different type of profile to what Julian Alvarez is. I think we need more of a physical, bigger presence, aerial type of. I was
about to say that
type of guy, So somebody who could work, even they could work in a 2 with Jackson, or you could just swap it out for a plan B or something like that. Remember when we brought in Giroud? That was one of the best signings we ever made.
Bro, so
clever signing. So I think we need something like that. Now Alvarez again is opportunity, but we do have Jackson, Fofana, who else? We got other people on loan.
We got Washington.
Bro, it's insane. Exactly. And all of them are, that mobile type of striker. Whereas we kind of need a presence, where we've been linked to Osimhen. Tony, you know, my type of signing would be Ivan Tony. You know, you get him for under 50 million. He brings you experience. He could finish. Jackson.
That guy, bro, that guy's overrated. I'm not gonna lie. I've had enough of that.
But
it's a chatty patty as well, AJ, man.
Yeah.
We already had a chatty patty with Lukaku. That's one thing that's putting me off.
Chatty patty? See, I don't even pay attention like that.
He's a big chatty patty. But listen, with Alvarez, yeah, I see the pros and the cons. Like, yeah, you're right when you say that we've got similar sort of profiles. He doesn't really give us the height. He doesn't give us that physicality. In terms of playing as a lone striker as well, he needs someone to link up with. But I'm just looking at the squad that we're building and the players that are going to be around him, bro. I can see our attack rotating a lot, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I was seeing it at Leicester. You know, I was seeing, what's his name? Iheanacho or like Daka dropping into the hole. And then Drewsbury Hall is the one that's playing as the striker. He's the one that's spinning off. So you might have a situation where Alvarez drops in, but then Palmer is the one that's playing as the 9. Or in Cuckoo, if it's between the lines, he's the one that's now the 9.
He played with Palmer as well last season as well. So you got a bit of a link there, you know what I'm saying, in that regards. Yeah. But I think for me, it just depends on Maresca, man. Like, what does he see his team? You know, he played with out-and-out strikers last year. He still had Jamie Vardy cooking, you know what I mean, and scoring goals, you know what I mean? So he does like to play with a striker. But again, with the system that he does come into, you know what I mean? Like, will he want to play fluid or will he want to have a target, man? Like, it all depends on the situation you come in. Like, Leicester and Chelsea will be different, you know what I mean, in terms of like expectations, man. Leicester, you know what I mean, there's maybe a different... Now he'll come in, have to understand it's a young squad. They're raw. They're going to learn. They're going to be naive at times as well. So you have to add all that into consideration. You feel me? And then you got to fit in Enzo as well. Enzo coming in, you know what I mean? Who do you drop in midfield? There's so much things to think about, you know, your team, you know, so much dynamics.
You see what it is for me, Saeed, yeah? Like, seeing the sort of chances that a lot of these guys have missed this season, yeah? We're going to be creating more and more chances like that again. Don't get it twisted. Because the likes of Cole Palmer and Olise, they create some really good chances for the strikers. Really clear-cut chances that are... So, I get when people are saying, but we need a different type of profile up top. I hear that. But I feel like they're overthinking a little bit because the sort of chances that I was seeing being missed last season, I don't see Alvarez missing them. That's the thing. That's where I'm looking at and thinking, this guy's in the market right now. He's good in front of goal. That's what we've needed. We needed someone that's good in front of goal and quite mobile. I don't look at him and think, this is a guy that's featherweight. He doesn't get dashed off the ball. You know, he's quite technical on the ball as well. So I'll be happy with the signing. But again, if we bring in Sesko, I'm happy with Sesko as well. I'll be real with you because I like the raw attributes that I've seen from him. But Staffy, who do you think would be the better option for us then? Do you think Sesko will be the better option?
I don't know. So here's the thing. I'm trying to logically look at it, objectively, I should say. And first of all, Maresca, he plays a style that Pep does. So does Alvarez, because Alvarez plays for Pep. So when you look at it and you talk about the football stylistically, Alvarez playing under Maresca will feel very familiar because Maresca has developed his football under Pep. So he's a Pep disciple. So when you look at it, yes, he'll get the football, he'll understand the instructions. I'm pretty sure he worked with him anyways, because Maresca was there, I think, a season ago, something like that. So
yeah, he was there when they won the treble, bro. He was there with them.
There you go. So he has familiarity with the manager. That's number one. The thing that AJ made a very good point about, though, is when I look at him compared to what you already have existing in this team, I don't like the profile that he is compared to his teammates. And I'll tell you why. First of all, that team is very short. When you really think of it, Alvarez, Palmer, let's pretend even Olise is that, because Olise is not that tall. Whoever plays for you on the left wing, all of your midfielders, that is a very short team. So you're already lacking height over there. Forget the center backs. I'm talking about just the midfield to the front line. That's a short team. Secondly, when you look at him and you look at Sesko, so Sesko's what you've been monitoring, okay? If you don't get Sesko, I expect you to get a profile that's similar to Sesko. The fact that him and Sesko are not the same profile, once again, proves Said being right. You guys sometimes get blinded by something that's just out there. You ever been talking to a girl who's like a 7 out of 10? Nothing amazing. She's like a 7, 7.5. And she talks to you, you talk to her back, there's potential there. But then there's this 10 that works with you at work with no guarantees you're ever going to back her. But you're like, you know what? If I could get that 10, I really would. But the 7.5 is what that's Sesko to me compared to Alvarez. Alvarez is that shiny thing that you want, but you don't know if it's going to work. Versus Sesko, you've been monitoring for a couple of years. you do know, because clearly if you've been scouting him, you think he's the right profile to bring in. He's there. He's a little bit cheaper as well than Alvarez, but he's nothing similar to Alvarez, which is what worries me. Right. Ideally for me, I would say ideally, if you guys can sign them both, sign them both. Because you actually still need another striker, even when you sign one more striker. Because I don't believe in Nico Jackson like that. I feel like Nico Jackson is more like a off the winger type of player. But ideally, I would tell you to get both, because I think both of them will cost about around 100 million, if I'm being honest with you. That's actually not a bad chance, bro. You don't think so? Because Sesko
about 80 alone.
No, I was gonna say Sesko's about 40 to 50. Yeah. And Alvarez, I was gonna say, I think he's around 60. I don't think Alvarez is worth 80. 80 is crazy.
No. He's
for a backup striker.
Criminal.
Yeah.
Only
for a backup striker now.
23 million.
And he wants to leave as well. So I'm sorry, he's not 80. The way I'm looking at it, you're paying somewhere between 100.
What's Sesko's release cost again?
Pushing 120.
40 million.
It's 45, I think.
45 million, yeah.
Something like that. That's what I'm saying.
You know what? That's why everyone wants him, because the release cost is just dirt cheap when you look at the current market. You know what I mean?
But that's what I'm saying. Saying 100 million for two strikers, especially those two, that's actually very good business.
But there's too many though. There's too many when you're only playing Conference League as well, man. It's too many for me.
Exactly.
Too many,
that's the issue. When you look at what the squad that they already have, unfortunately, that's an issue, because you're still talking about Nkunku, you're still talking about other players.
It wouldn't surprise me if they go for two of them, because they're just deluded and they're crazy.
That's what they do.
You know what I mean?
You know what it is, this is I love this, Saeed right now. I love the tears. They're so sweet, bro. Let me even drink some.
Tears.
It's a start Chelsea. Drink with me. Sip with me. Let's drink some tears, bro.
But it's true, Don.
Just drink some tears real quick.
It's true.
The reason why, because you lot have been laughing at us all season because you've been seeing Action Jackson missing in front of goal, yeah? If it's not for Action Jackson and the likes of
Alvarez missed a lot of chances, by the way. You know, Alvarez missed a lot of chances. And Sesko does as well.
Of course he does. No, Saeed, you're right. But then so does Haaland. So does Watkins. I've seen Watkins miss crazy chances in front of goal. I've seen Haaland miss crazy chances. They all do it, bro. If you watch them week in, week out, you'll see them miss some crazy chances, right? But what I'm saying is, you lot have been laughing at us all season. Now we're trying to upgrade our team. It's, Chelsea are greedy. Chelsea don't need this player. So you lot just want us to say
it's like it'll be mad though for you lot to get 3 strikers in when you don't really need 3.
We don't need 2 strikers.
Wait, hold on. Let me defend us here. If you go on, let's say hypothetically speaking, you go on next week and you sign Mike Mannion in goalkeeper, and Saeed.
That's
pretty sure.
That's actually AJ's twin.
If you go ahead and sign Mike Mannion as an example in goalkeeper next week, I don't think Saeed will sit here and say that you guys are deluded. He might be a little bit salty because he likes the goalkeeper, but he won't call it a bad signing, because that's a signing that we all know you need to address, and you're getting a very good player. When we are saying you guys are being a little bit deluded and you're signing too many players that you don't need, it's because we look at the issues that you have.
But also, cut to the chase, though. They spent $1 billion of stuff in now. These guys are spending £1 billion in a year.
Why are you talking about it now?
No, it's true, though. When you look at Chelsea, though, why we say with scattergun approach, you spent £1 billion, in a year and a bit,
and there's so many issues still,
and you're still in Conference League? You know what I mean? Like, there's no progression to what you're spending, so that has to be accountable. Yeah, there's no progression.
We moved up the table about 7 spots this year.
Bro,
what you talking about?
How much progression
there is? This guy forgot. You said you forgot. Just say you forgot, Saeed.
But the thing is, though, it's like, you should never finish in that.
You should have never been in 12th after spending $1 billion.
They love to talk about the billion spent, but they never talk about the players that we get rid of. Yeah, if you go do some research,
you do well in that. You do well in that.
Oh, in the past decade, in the whole of Europe, we've brought in the most in terms of our outgoings. Yeah,
but it's not just in the flops, though.
That's irrelevant to the point.
He was a flop.
No,
you
but
brought in how many man there were flops?
The point is, Staffy, we don't just bro. We make money and we spend money. That's how it's always going to be at Chelsea.
But that's irrelevant. I'm not talking about the profit that you make from signings. At the end of the day, that's accounting. I don't care for that. When we're looking at the incomings, because we're looking at the value that you're signing and replacing players within this team. Okay, that's the way we're looking at it. I'm not sitting here with a spreadsheet trying to figure out what is your profit in the last 2-3 years. How much did you sell for? How much did you buy? I'm not talking about that. I don't care that you're selling players for good prices. They could have left for free for all I care for. I'm just talking about the fact that you have invested money in this team. And then you have AJ saying we moved from 12th to 6th. Well, you should have never been 12th after spending $1 billion anyways. And that's the issue. Finishing 6 is better than 12, but you should have never been there.
Yeah, but that's exactly why Poch had to go, because in all honesty, that squad that we started off with last season was more than good enough to get into the top 4, bro. More than good enough. We finished 5 points behind Aston Villa, a team that at certain parts in the season, people kept saying, "Oh, they're going to challenge. They could challenge. They're doing so well this season." We beat them. We beat them in the FA Cup away, right? Something that Arsenal didn't do this season. Something that Man City didn't do this season, right? And then when we played them towards the end of the season, bro, we drew against them.
We drew against the shameless because we beat them home and away, and how do you even say that?
You get me? Bro, we drew against them, yeah. That first game when Cucurella inverted was against Aston Villa, and we looked like the home side, even though it was playing away. Yeah, and it's not easy going to Villa Park. Remember how long they didn't lose there for, bro? It was only this season. I can't remember who the first team was that beat them there, yeah, but they didn't lose for a while when we played them there in the FA Cup. Do you know what I'm saying? So honestly, bro, yeah, if we can keep people fit, like I've said, and make the right signings, in my opinion, we can definitely go do a little something. I'm not saying challenge and that because it's too much for me to be saying that, yeah, with Maresca at the minute, right? But in terms of the players that we've got, bruv, they definitely are good enough to go and challenge, bruv. If we keep the likes of Nkuku fit, Fofana fit, Lavia fit, Reece James fit, and then you go and add Olise, you go add Alvarez or Sesko, you know what I'm saying? You go add a new left back, a Kirkes, you go add a proper keeper. Bro, no one's going to sit here and tell me
let's cut to the chase. Let's cut to the chase. Who are you signing? And what is that leading you to? First of all, do you want Sesko or Alvarez? And based on your answer, where are we heading next? I just want to know now as a Chelsea fan. I need you to educate me and say it and what should we expect from you guys. So when we come back and collect receipts, you don't say that we're waffling, we're salty, this and this. I'll trust your word.
My expectation is the exact same expectation I had for Poch. Yeah, finish in the top 4 and compete for all the trophies. And now that we're in the Europa League, in the Conference League, make sure that you win that trophy. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go overboard and say challenge at the minute. Like, look, let me just rephrase, because a few people in the chat are saying don't backtrack now. I'm not backtracking. Yeah, I believe that the likes of Nkuku, the likes of Lavia, the likes of Fofana, the likes of Reece James, if they can stay fit with the right additions, I do think that they're good enough.
You don't have to say that, because when I make predictions, I'm making predictions based on everyone being fit. We don't predict it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, Staffy, I can't say we're going to challenge because this team is yet to prove to me that they can stay fit. So for now, I'm going to say top 4, right? But if we get ourselves in a situation where we can challenge, of course I'm going to want to win the league, bro. I'm not going to say, it's our first phase, our first stage. We don't do phases around here, bro. We're the pride of London. Do you know what I'm saying? We don't do no phases around here.
Pride of London, are you sure, man? Are you sure?
Of course, bro. We're the last club in London to
I think your trajectory is down this way. But Arsenal, though, let's be honest, but give them some respect, though. Their trajectory is going up, though. You know what I mean? They're looking to go Champions League, Premier League.
You know what I mean? Where's the guarantee? Where's the guarantee that Arsenal are even going to finish top 2 next season? Where's the guarantee?
Nah, come on.
There's no guarantee in anything, bro.
No. I think there is. They'll finish top 2.
No, I won't guarantee it, Sai, because as just like he sat here and made his predictions based on players being played in the right position and being healthy. We got to give the same energy to everyone else. What if they get injuries too?
You think these guys can challenge if they have Saka or Odegaard at the same time, bro?
All I'm saying to you is that right now you got to respect where Arsenal are now in terms of their challenge for leagues.
We respect them. You know
what I mean? And also, like, their trajectory right now, whether you like it or not, it's upwards, isn't it? You feel me? I think for me, they have to win something, though. Don't get me wrong. You can't be having this trajectory without winning anything. I think that's a big criticism of Arsenal. They have to win something now. You have to prove that, you know what I mean, this hype is worth it. You feel me? So, but then again, like I said to you, Chelsea right now, they need to start winning just trophies, man. They need to collect some medals, man, because right now, you might have just participating in Wembley and then don't come back with nothing. Do you know what I mean? Premier League has been no Premier Leagues in 20. Sorry.
The FA Cup got you feeling good, huh? So
no, I'm just saying, innit? Like, you need to start producing, man, because right now, you know what I mean, but it's not looking good right now. Collect some medals, man. That's all I say to you, and make sure when you go Wembley, you know what I mean. You collect some medals.
That's how you're feeling, yeah. These times you don't let Coventry come from 3 goals down.
Here we go, man.
Hey, my manager didn't play the players in the best position.
That's what Saeed does, yeah. I just after the match, within 5-10 minutes, no delay. You see Saeed looking at the camera like this. I'm sick and tired of him. Get him out.
Yeah, it's true. But that's because we have standards, isn't it?
And he's coming on here talking about.
It's true though. In our worst season, though, we still come out with a trophy. In our worst season, you know how mad that is. That's what you lot got to learn to do. In your worst season,
No. You got that from Chelsea. You got that from Chelsea. That's a Chelsea.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Mount brought it over.
What did we get from Chelsea?
Mount brought that over, right?
Listen, man, Mount Curse was at Chelsea. Come to he's finally won a trophy at Wembley. Do you know what I mean, man? Man had a curse, man.
So what, is he gonna kick on next season then? Yeah.
Listen, I actually hope so, man. I'm done hating on Mason Mount. I actually want him
it
to do
can't
well
get
now,
worse than last season. Let's be honest. He can't possibly have a worse
season.
He
needs
got injured 4 times.
He just needs to be on the football pitch. That's what he needs to do, man. Because he keeps getting these injuries, man. It's weird.
What's the latest update on Ten Hag, man? Them as well. Like, what's actually going on at the minute, Staffy and Saeed, man?
I said tomorrow he'll be get sacked, man. I've got a feeling tomorrow will be the sacking, but I could be wrong. You know what I mean? So they're apparently waiting, in it. Like they're waiting for something to happen. I believe there must be a clause in Ten Hag's contract that they somehow can't mutually agree to just sack him. That he maybe has a clause where if he does get sacked early, he's agreed a payout, which I think is possible. And also, they want to get a succession plan in straight away where when they do eventually sack him, they have someone lined up straight away. Do you know what I mean, bro? Like someone's there like straight away, bro. So I feel like that's what they're waiting for, personally, for me. But I could be wrong, man. It could be a situation where they just don't really know what they're doing and they're still staggering on what they want to do. It could be that, but I've got a feeling that he is gone. And it's just a case of, you know what? How do we present it to the fan base? Do we get our new comms guy in? Do we get our new people into, you know what I mean, present it? You know what I mean? How do we present it? You know what I'm saying? So that's what they'll do. Right now, they don't want to give no journalists anything to be like, yo, we're about to sack Ten Hag. Like, yo, they don't want to be giving any information out that they could potentially be sacking Ten Hag like tomorrow morning. You know how normally you hear like, yo, he's getting sacked tomorrow. Like, nothing, bro. He's going when we tell you he's going. Like a last minute kind of thing, like the De Zerbi thing. Apparently, I was speaking to Ryan. He didn't know that De Zerbi was leaving. He just found out in his group chat, you know? So, like, quick one where you don't recognize it. Similar with Poch. No one knew Poch was getting sacked. And he just went.
It was up in the air, though, man. It was
up in the air, but the way it kind of happened. Yeah, the way the story broke.
He was talking crazy on the owners and that.
He was. He was.
Yeah, but it's one of those that it happened when it happened.
Yeah, it happened when it happened.
Okay, yeah.
No prior indication.
I was watching these, man. I was watching Saeed and that, and then Lewis was like, "Yo, Poch has been sacked and that," and I had to go on live straight away when that happened as well. I was gassed, bro. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Staffy, just to finish up on you, bro. Yeah. Listen, at the minute, I'm seeing that you lot are offering Johnny Evans a new contract. You know what I'm saying? Big him up. You know what's even so funny about this, bro? I don't know if you guys remember that game when we played. Age, remember that game we played United at the Bridge? Hernandez comes off the bench. They beat us 3-2. They're beating us 2-0. We came from 2 goals down. And then Hernandez scored towards the end of the game. Chicharito, bro. Evans was playing in that game, Staffy. Yeah, I was even watching it. I was like, bro, this brother is back at United 12 years later. Right, this was 2012, and he's back at this club. Yeah.
Hey, and listen, and he completed the lot with us. He was missing the FA Cup,
bro. That's the Thiago Silva.
He was missing the FA Cup, and he won the FA Cup. Now he's officially won everything there is to win with United. So put respect on his name. What do you want me to say about him, bro?
I'm looking at that, and I'm thinking, yo, you lot have got INEOS now, who are supposed to be in charge of, you know, the footballing stuff, and you know the Glazers aren't getting involved. But that sounds like a Glazer and not Glazer sort of signing to me. I can't lie. I don't know why INEOS are looking to sign him.
Scattergun
on there, bro.
Bro, stop repeating everything we said. Who's salty now? No, but realistically speaking about it, I actually don't know if they'll renew him or not. If they do, I can only look at it one way only. He's our Scott Carson. You know how City renews Scott Carson every year because he fits the homegrown quota. That's the only way I can look at it. Evans, good presence on the training pitch. First of all, he grew up in the club anyway, so he's been a club like when he come back. I don't want to call him a club legend, but he's just like a club hero, I should say. He's been here for years. He's been here since Fergie. Nah, legend. I mean, to be a legend at United.
Okay, yeah.
Look at United, like we're not like City just giving statues out to anyone who just gave us 30 goal seasons and stuff like that. We actually have legends, so I would never put him on that pedestal. But like he's a club hero. He's been here for years. I look at him as like he's just this guy to have around, like Scott Carson is for City. I'm not gonna lie. Just put him on minimum wages.
He's just saying in the chat, bro.
Yeah, but he's like 36. Yeah, he's won everything, but he's 36. So like he's just there for vibes. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
I don't look at this back line and I'm like, yeah, we're going in with him next season because Varane already left.
This is what KJ was telling me the exact same thing in the summer. I said, Johnny.
I agree. I thought that too.
Yeah,
but
Johnny
I
he was telling me, nah, bro, trust me. I said, bro,
okay, but there's context to that.
Don't forget, hold on, bro. Let me let my point, yeah? If you keep Ten Hag, right, you know that injuries follow Ten Hag. The same way they follow Poch, they're going to follow him. And people are going to keep getting injured, unfortunately, for you guys. Which means Evans are going to have to come in. Do you know what I'm saying? So, listen, bro, if you're INEOS right now, let's say you're INEOS, what do United need to do this summer to actually kick on?
We need players that are profile based rather than actual, these kind of summer signings as per se. Like, these established players that have come in like through the door, like obviously Casemiro and them, man, they were kind of more club signings, innit? So we just need to buy profile names that are good, that have quality, you know what I mean? And most importantly, that fit the profile of the team and where we're trying to go. So if it's possession-based players, possession-based team, go and get possession-based player. So, like, I like that idea. I think the Lenny Euro, we're in for him. We're in for a couple of other midfielders, centre-back Todibo, Inacio. Like, these are good signings that can fit any other manager. You know what I mean? And are just quality in that regard.
Kirkes as well, Said.
Yeah, Kirkes as well. Very good at Bournemouth.
That's my boy. Ask AJ how long I've been telling these lot about him, bro.
Yeah. But you got left backs anyway. You got Chilwell and Marman anyway.
Chilwell
don't need centre backs.
Don't mention no Chilwell. You think Chilwell's gonna invert and go into a left centre back position? Impossible. He's going.
Yeah.
He's gonna go. I hope he gets sold, but bro, who's even gonna buy him? He's on 200k a week.
Yeah, that is true.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think for me, yeah.
Go on. Finish off, Said.
Now I'm just saying, like, I think for me, there are positive signs, but right now I can't really gas up signings right now because, bro, this sort of the managed situation. Once the managed situation becomes clear, then I think for me, everyone can be like, yo, let's gas up signing. Let's do this.
I think it's hard to attract anyone side when we don't have a manager anyways.
Exactly.
What manager do you want, though?
I think for me, my one is De Zerbi. I want De Zerbi in. I really do. I think he's a good manager. Sorry?
Said wants robotic football.
He doesn't seem like a United manager, though.
Yeah, man. There's something about him that just don't really seem like a United sort of manager.
You guys go for a certain type
that's what we need to change the idea. We need to change the idea that I think he's spoken Chelsea, Fabrizio Romano. Oh no, it's confirmed. Why does he keep repeating the same shit, man? But I think for me, I look at
Tosin is official now.
Yeah, Tosin apparently is official on the Chelsea page. But I think for me, like the manager situation, like no manager should feel like they're a Man United manager. Like it shouldn't be that case. Like we've been there before with Mourinho and names like that. So I don't like this idea of like what is a Man United manager? Like we need to change that rhetoric. It should be the INEOS way now. It should be their era now of what they bring in managers. They go with their style, and it goes away from maybe traditions of Man United where you go and buy a guy who gets it, or you know what I mean. Like I don't know. I just feel for me things need to be changed. Look at Maresco. Who would have thought Chelsea would ever get Maresco? A 45-year-old. That's how they had 3 jobs in his career. One at Parma, one at Leicester, and one now here. Come on, man. Chelsea football.
Have you seen the manager that Brighton are looking at? Apparently, some 31-year-old.
Who?
There's a 31-year-old manager that Brighton are looking at the moment. Let me try and get it up.
Who cares?
Bro, that's crazy.
He's 30. He's 31, bro. It's crazy. Let me check it now. People in the chat, let us know if you know who it is. I'm trying to get it up now. Yeah.
So you guys don't want Tuchel?
No, I don't mind
who we got.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I wouldn't mind Tuchel, but I think he's not in my top like 1 or 2. Like I think for me, it's got to be De Zerbi first for me.
I don't care who we get. I just need the INEOS to know what direction they're trying to move down from. I want them to know this is how we're moving down. This is the type of players we're signing. This is the type of football we are asking for any manager that we bring in. And when you have a structure like that, it doesn't matter if a manager spends 1, 2, 3, or even 10 years at a club, because if you have everything set, you won't really be live or die by the manager. And that's what we've been in the last few years. We've been live or die by the manager. That's why every manager came in with a different philosophy, a different style of play, and we haven't been able to find a sustainable period of progression or playing good football or sustaining trophies over the last 11 years. And that's why when people say also about signings, yes, it is easier to recruit players when they know who the manager is. But Lenny Yoro, as an example, I don't care who the manager is, go get that signing done. Because if anyone doesn't, if the next manager doesn't even want Lenny Yoro, that's something to worry about because you definitely hired an idiot. That player is highly rated in Europe. He should be playing in any system. So some signings don't really need to have a style of play or a profile of manager or any of that stuff to get it done with. That's a signing that we should be approaching 100%. You know what I'm saying? So,
but would you want a project
this is the guy that they're looking at. His name's Fabian Herzler. That's the guy that they're looking at. 31 years old. You know, it's crazy.
Is that just confirmed now?
That's crazy for real.
Now that was 8 hours ago. Matt Law. So they're looking at him. He's a candidate, but they're looking at him. Yeah.
That's mad. That's crazy.
It's crazy.
That's a big jump. But again, do you know what I mean, bro? They got to do something, innit? They got to do something. So,
but listen, big up people. We still got 400 people in the house. Listen, I've been all over the place today because my internet was a bit mash up. Big up the boys for just, keeping it going whilst I was trying to fix things.
Now, big up your boy AJ, man. He held it down for you, man. Can't lie.
We pressed him like you.
I'm going to get this panel. I'm going to make sure next week we'll find time for this panel again because we need to do it from the beginning where I'm actually there as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's go through the super chats. Big up Omar. You got AJ in the building. Big up, my bro. I did try to hotspot myself, but my phone was moving mad as well. Big up yourself, my bro. And you got Joe Shields in here as well. People failed to realize Chelsea had over 40 injuries, and 90% of these players, it's their first time playing together. Yeah, that was a big factor, and I think we touched up on that as well.
I don't think we failed to realize that. You guys failed to realize that because you kept saying you're good enough for top 4. So don't blame us. Blame yourself.
You don't think we were good enough for top 4?
No, I didn't think you were good enough for top 4.
Okay.
It's done there.
Well, at least we finished up ahead of you, and Cole Palmer dunked on your ass again. You get back-to-back hat tricks.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. There's nothing to brag about. I will be very honest with you. Finishing above 8th place United last season, that's pretty low. Anyways.
But listen, people, we'll be back, man. Staffy, love for coming on, my bro. Let them know they can find you, man.
No, of course, bro. Love for having me on as always. Saeed. I mean, I see Saeed a lot, man. So
always.
Saeed every time. AJ, it's nice to see you again, even though I forgot that we've done a show together. But hopefully I see you more. I'll definitely invite you on my channel sometime soon. And you guys can find me over here. It's above my head this whole time, Staffy TV. Just make sure you sub to my channel. We're on the road to 5K, so if you haven't subbed yet, please sub. And big up for having me, bro. Love every time.
Brilliant. Love, man. And yeah, Staffy's YouTube is in the description, people. So make sure you're subscribing to him. Saeed, bro. Love for coming on, my bro.
Yeah, always, man. Always. Big up, man. Big up, man. Big up to everyone who's locked in. Smash the likes on the video, first and foremost. Should be on at least half the likes if you can. And yeah, man. Defo will link up soon. You know what I mean? Don's on my channel on Monday, so midday live and that. So big up each and every time. Big up AJ. Nice to meet you first time, bro. Hope you smash it and that. And then yeah, man. Staffy, love as always, man. You get me? So yeah, man. Big up, man. And Robert, always big up, man. Robert's the guy, man. Robert's
the real one. Robert's the real one. I see him on Big Six.
Yeah, he's always trying to grow Matisse, man. He's on it, man. Yeah, I mean, so big up Robert, man. Big up Robert.
Oh, that's the Chelsea fan that had a debate with Matisse.
Yeah, he's the guy.
Man, like they say Robert Mugabe.
Oh, that's him, Robert M. Hey, Robert M.
Yeah. And AJ, debut on the channel, man. Listen, you're getting a lot of love in the chat, man. Let them know they can find you, bro.
Love, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Big up, Saeed. You know, I watched you for a minute, so dope.
Come on, man. I appreciate it, bro. Come on.
No, I mean, like, I'm a fan, bro. I don't really have channels like that. I got a TikTok. I don't post too much on it, you know. But other than that, you know, you catch me on Don's channel, Jem's channel. And that's really it. You catch me when you catch me, man. That's it.
Yeah. For sure, yeah, you're gonna see AJ on the channel a lot more. I've got some plans.
Do me a favor, when you play football with Omar next time, double foot tackle him because I've had
I got you.
You got Omar, right?
Yeah.
Saeed, he plays football with Omar during the week.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah. So you're from New York then, yeah?
Yeah, we from New York, yep.
Yeah, man.
Wait, from the Bronx?
No, Long Island.
Wait, you're from Jersey as well, Staffy?
He's from New York, Long Island.
I'm from Long Island, New York. He's from Jersey.
From New Jersey.
He's from Jersey. He's from the
Greenland.
Greenland.
No idea, by the way, this place, because he was messaging me. He was like, "Oh, I got my guy Staffy from the Bronx, New Jersey." I was like, "Bro, Bronx couldn't be any more
different."
From the Greenland.
You get me? But people, listen, love for tuning in, man. I think we had the most viewers today. Like we had like 450 people viewing at one point.
Yes,
yeah, come on, man.
Every single time, man. Road to 2K. We're gonna get there, people. Like I said, we're gonna get there.
Yes, sir.
We didn't really speak much about the England team and whatnot. I'm gonna go live again tomorrow. Fuck it. Why not? Why not? Let's make it happen. You know what I'm saying? But love people and keep the blue flag flying high every time up the Chels, man. Let's go.